We're through the looking glass here, people. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. Hope you're doing well, dear viewer/listener. I really do hope that Chelsea could be sold, I guess, imminently, potentially. Roman Abramovich is fearful of ramifications of assets being seized. He's reportedly selling up property, and the club could be sold soon. What does this mean? Are we afraid? Should we... Oh god, what should we do? I'm going to reflect on another article by Matt Law. I will be putting the link to said article down in the description so you can check it out yourselves. And obviously this story is developing at speed. Such is the way of these big dramatic stories in the world of football. You can keep up with said stories by making sure when you subscribe to this channel, you put the bell notifications icon on, because then you'll be the first to be notified about the story, and you'll keep updated. So thank you for everyone for stopping in. I hope you enjoy this video and this content I'm going to provide to you today. If you do want to help me out, drop a like. It helps me, and it takes a second. You click the button. Off the bat, before we read this article, go back and watch previous videos, maybe yesterday's upload. That was a big sort of breaking story about Roman looking to sell potentially quickly. We have reflected on the good that Roman Abramovich has done for Chelsea over the last 2 decades. Most trophies won by an English club. Lots of positive work done in the community, the economy, and for charities, and you know, campaigns and stuff. Lots of great work done, but ultimately, a Russian oligarch afraid of having his assets seized. So though he has love for Chelsea and probably would like to continue owning Chelsea, he has been here for 20 odd years or 19 years and has won everything, completed it, mate. And you'd imagine, regardless, he would be getting making a profit on Chelsea, despite putting 1.5 billion into the club. Let's read this article from Matt Law. Like I said, link down in the description. It's behind a paywall, the Telegraph article, so I'd urge you to go check it out yourself. Published this morning, about, I don't know, 40 minutes ago at the time of recording, basically 10 AM. Roman Abramovich has put Chelsea up for sale by inviting potential buyers to buy the club this week. So there you have it. I mean, we're not done, we're just starting, but Chelsea is up for sale. The club constantly insisted Chelsea was not up for sale. Now it's up for sale. Telegraph Sport exclusively revealed on Monday that Chelsea owner Abramovich will receive bids for the club, and Swiss billionaire Hansjorg Wyss, or Wyss, depending on pronunciation, has since confirmed he is one of the parties who has been given the opportunity to make an offer. We'll look at that guy in just a moment. It is understood that the potential buyers have been contacted by an American-based merchant bank, claiming to be in charge of the sale of Chelsea. Chelsea have not responded to the claims of, I'm going to say Wyss, okay, because it's European, or it might be Wyss. It's W-Y-S-S, so, you know, if you know his pronunciation, please do comment down below and correct me. For the moment, I'm going to say Wyss, maybe? Or Wyss? I'm going to say Wyss. Or believe the club is now for sale. Interested parties are thought to have been told that Abramovich wants around £4 billion for Chelsea. But sources close to the process believe he can only expect bids in the region of $2 billion. Abramovich has previously turned down offers worth $2.2 billion, while the club's debt to him is 1.5. So he's turned down $2.2 billion. He wants 4. He's wanted 4, but he might have to accept 2, which would ultimately see him 400 million in the positive, but also the illustrious thing of winning 20 years worth of amazing trophies. I mean, the situation, the geopolitical climate, is why you have to take a hit on these things, man. The debt to the club, 1.5 million. Telegraph knows at least 3 parties are interested in buying Chelsea. Well, it doesn't surprise me at all. You know, in the capital of England, southwest of London, champions of Europe. Doesn't surprise me at all. Great coach, great squad, great brand, international fan base. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all. Yeah, three parties are interested in buying Chelsea, with Wyss, we're going to call him, claiming he is one of the 4 potential buyers to have been contacted. It is understood that the parties have been now encouraged to make their best bids. Make your best one. Can you make it your best bid, please? By the end of the week, with Abramovich now under huge pressure to sell Chelsea. Wow. Russia's invasion of Ukraine has resulted in calls for Abramovich to be sanctioned, despite claims he has offered to support peace talks between the two countries. Excuse me. The 55-year-old spokesperson has not responded to reports he is selling properties. Oh yeah, apparently he's like, I mean, it doesn't surprise you if there's heat and talk of his assets being seized. What do? You sell your assets, I suppose, don't you? Abramovich has attempted to distance himself from the Russian President Vladimir Putin, but speaking to Swiss newspaper Blick, Wyss said, like all oligarchs, he is also in panic. Abramovich is trying to sell his villas in England. He also wants to get rid of Chelsea quickly. Now, we can assume that's true, but obviously, this is a guy just talking. And I and 3 other people received an offer on Tuesday to buy Chelsea from Abramovich. Now, surely he won't be lying about that. Like, a man of his wealth. I have to wait for 5 days now. Abramovich is currently asking for far too much. Chelsea owe him 2 billion, or 1.5. As of today, we don't know the exact selling price. I can well imagine starting at Chelsea with partners, but I have to imagine the general conditions first. But what I can already say, I'm definitely not going to do something like this alone. If I buy Chelsea, then with a consortium consisting of 6 to 7 investors. So everything about this worries me. I mean, look, if Chelsea has to be sold, it has to be sold. But a consortium of 6 or 7 people, like what are their? This isn't going to be a guy who wants to buy Chelsea like Roman Abramovich to win trophies and create an illustrious history. This will be a consortium of 6 or 7 people that will be looking for a business investment, that will be looking for a club to take money out of rather than do what Roman's been doing and put money into. Right, let's just quickly look at something here. My OBS sorts itself out. Let's quickly. So this is the dude, Hansjorg Wyss. One thing we notice is he's 86 years old. This brother, 86 years old. Roman's 55, and I thought like, oh, he's probably feeling like he's at the age now where he doesn't want to carry on much. But this geezer, 86. I mean, you can just look at his face. This is all we really know. This is what he looks like. Brother is old. Can we look at him? Okay, whatever. You can see him there. Basically, he's an old dude. He wants to buy Chelsea, and he'll do it with a consortium. That's it. But loads of story. I mean, you could just search his name there. Loads of stories coming up. 6 or 7 people. Look, man. Well, okay. Let's talk about this. Chelsea is in a relatively it can look after itself. It's self-sufficient. They make a lot of money. It's a global brand. One thing that we do realise the last few years, there's been a couple of occasions where Roman Abramovich has put a great deal of money from his personal wealth into the club to keep us afloat. Like when we bought Kepa and stuff, and there was a couple of occasions where he's put in like, hundreds of millions to keep us afloat. I think he did 150 million or something recently. Are 7 members of a consortium, are they going to be interested in doing that, in just putting loads of their own personal wealth in to keep Chelsea afloat, to make sure we can buy players so we have a better chance of winning a Premier League, when perhaps it looks like we'll get top 4 and be safe? The Arsenal effect on Chelsea, the Man United effect on Chelsea with the Glazer family, the Kroenke, the Kroenkes at Arsenal, maybe FSG at Liverpool. Like, they've been winning. They have developed a good project with Klopp, even if they haven't invested a lot of money. But my fear is with this American ownership is they have this interest of wanting to franchise Premier League football and wanting to, and they're being huge advocates and, you know, the initial leaders, along with Florentino Perez, for the European Super League, which for me puts everything at threat in terms of the English game, what makes it good. I'm terrified of new ownership because it's the unknown, and with the unknown and rich people and people who just want to make money, it doesn't feel like it's going to be in the best interest of the club. In an ideal fantasy land, we'd try and get the German model of, you know, 51% fan ownership, where, you know, you have a bigger voice. I don't know, man. I mean, Chelsea is a big club. Chelsea will buy players, and Chelsea's in a position to remain a big competitive club. But without Roman Abramovich, I do fear the gap to City will drop profoundly even more. And that, you know, that sucks. But you know, it's football, man. Like, we've been in a very privileged position for 20 years with Roman Abramovich in terms of how he's just wanted to win trophies. You know, now we've won every trophy available. That puts us in a very high echelon part of the footballing royalty, and there we shall remain. I mean, ultimately, if we can keep a coach like Thomas Tuchel, who can pull people like Trevor Chalobah, you know, and, you know, we'll still have the Chelsea Academy with excellent players. These are all really, like, positive things that Chelsea need to hold on to. But I am concerned about new ownership. I am worried. Also, there's new questions about, you know, you can imagine from now on, new ownership in the Premier League, the owners and directors test will be much more thorough. To be honest, some people have their minds blown that the the investment fund were able to buy Newcastle United, considering what they have done, what they are doing in the world. It's just all very unsavoury, and, you know, even just talking about football with what's going on in Ukraine, it is unsavoury, because, you know, there's greater things going on in football at the moment. But that is my job. That is what this channel is. We reflect on news regarding Chelsea. I'll, of course, keep you guys updated with this story as things move. Things are moving very, very fast, so make sure you are subscribed with the bell turned on. Thank you for everyone that's joined me today for the video, and thank you for everyone who likes and comments and shares. That means a lot as well. Keep it locked, friends. See you very soon.
Way so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me, baby.